Big release date. Architects, the Sky, the Earth, and All Between is finally here. This is one of my favorite bands of all time. Been listening to them since I was 19. I'm 34 now. Almost half of my life I've been listening to these guys, so I have a lot to say with this record, but this is an edited down montage version for YouTube. If you want to watch the full uncensored album reaction, that's also ad-free. It's on my Patreon, link down below. Feel free to support the channel and watch the whole thing unedited. But again, this is the album reaction to Architects, the Sky, the Earth, and All Between, plus the album review. But I'm going to shut up. That's enough chit chat. Ooh, hit the falsetto, Sam. Oh, fuck.
Sweet Jesus, pieces.
I think that's already my favorite song. Fuck, man. The non-single already is my favorite song. Let's go! This chorus, man, they're crushing with the choruses. Oh, these go fucking hard.
Everything is going to be fine.
You're pissed, are you?
Bro, this album is some heat. Now, this is the point where I did not care for the song as a single. Now with the lyrics, let's see. I'm open-minded. This works so much better with the album. Yeah, I'm digging it now. Changing like the seasons, but wishing for rain.
Don't stand me up to reason over again.
Make a lot more sense in the context of the record, and absolutely. Okay, brain dead. Let's go. I love this chorus. Love this chorus. I love how distinctly different it is. Every song is distinctly different, man. Like, but still keeping up that high energy, relentless metal with pop. Very Jordan Fish. Nothing wrong with that. Ooh, I love all the oohs. More of that. There's a lot more oohs than blaz, and I like it. Judgment Day. Oh, with Amira. Oh my god. I'm not crazy about the lyrics on this album, but I do like the delivery of the lyrics. Rain, rain, go away. This whole section's sick. This song is sweet.
Some days I'm a tidal wave, still lakes never leave a trace. I'm overcome, but I don't wanna run.
Okay, come on, chorus. It's got to deliver with a song like this.
Take me to the place where the heavens are haunted.
Another breakdown. I'm not gonna lie, the breakdowns being at the bridge is getting a little bit repetitive for me. Like the guitar solo there could have been awesome. Broken mirror. Chorus. Yeah, you know what? Out of the main singles, this is one of my least favorite. Now seeing red, right? All right, last song. Chandelier. We're getting another Hollow Crown ending over here.
And cure me of these aching bones.
So much effects on the vocals, man. Please don't do a breakdown after this. Nice. Okay. So we did get a breakdown. Wait, is that it? I guess that's it. Well, damn. Let's talk about it. All right. Let me gather my thoughts here because this really feels like a return to form with Architects. Now, it doesn't feel like a return to form like the old stuff, like from Lost Forever, Lost Together, that trilogy of records, or even their old stuff like Daybreaker. This feels like just a return to form with Architects being a band that were a little bit more cutting edge with their music. And this is them with their new style of music since the Classic Symptoms and For Those That Wish to Exist, but making it so much more creative in every single aspect. In every single way, this is so much more creative. We can talk about Sam, where this album is very vocally driven, and Sam's vocal delivery is just so much more like exciting and intriguing and catchy. I love his hooks, his range. He really flexes all over the songs. The first song on the record, Elegy, dude literally went everywhere. Falsettos, the highs, the lows, like his range, he really showed off his range. And man, I love the musicians when they actually like really flex what they can do. Now, this is probably going to be pretty hard to pull off a lot of this stuff live, but the fact that they are just flexing what they're capable of is something that I really enjoy. And that speaks for Dan too, in terms of the drums. Dan, when I first heard Hollow Crown, his drum work absolutely blew my mind. And then hearing For Those That Wish to Exist and other records, it's a lot more subdued, but it just doesn't have that same spark. However, with this record, oh my God, Dan was going off on the drums. And it doesn't mean he has to play like metal all the time, but just like the interesting beats, and like even when it's going slower and having some nice rim shot kind of beats too. Like I love the playing on this record, but vocally, this is so strong. The hooks here are so much catchier. And For Those That Wish to Exist and the Classic Symptoms, not gonna lie, a lot of the vocal hooks and the choruses or everything felt pretty generic, repeating a lot of the same words. That way it just got stuck in your head, but it felt so forced. But here, the vocals and the way that Sam was saying certain syllables that accentuate certain lines just made it so much more effective. And that could be because of Jordan Fish. I really feel like Jordan Fish understands the scene, but obviously knows the band too. And he was able to bring that spark into the band. Now, the spark is obviously like the hookiness, the catchiness, but it's also just how heavy this record is. Now, Architects dropping Seeing Red at first was a little bit of a interesting call out to the fans who've been wanting more blaz and more heavies. And this record, they probably are a little bit fed up. Well, not even a little bit fed up. They are fed up with a lot of those comments and some people in the fan base that feels like the band wants to evolve, but the fan base is not allowing them. However, by doing that, I really feel like they actually tapped into their anger and their energy for this record and actually did it in an authentic way. You can say that, Seeing Red is not like authentic because it just seems like it's them trying to call out fans. But because of all this feelings that they have, they actually found that source of anger and energy. That's why this record felt authentically heavy. They really did not let up for this entire record. The amount of breakdowns, the amount of just the variation between the low gutturals and the highs. Like, this is the most amount of lows that we've heard from Sam since Ruin, because Sam doesn't really do a lot of lows. And like, These Colors Don't Run, right? When he brought the lows, but that could have been D's Nuts. Anyway, this was so much of an engaging listen. This is one of the best records that shows the variety between each songs. Like, For Those That Wish to Exist did a good job of that, but I feel like the songs are much more distinguishable here, especially in the choruses. The choruses, every single chorus felt significantly different. Well, not significantly, but mostly different than each other chorus in terms of the vocal and the delivery. That's something I really liked. And the song with Amira is case in point, being one of the most interesting choruses that the band has ever written. Not everything needs to be belting out your vocals as loud as it can be into this crazy fun hook for a rock anthem. So I really liked it when they did something a little bit more subdued with the Amira song, or maybe it wasn't the Amira song, because they did the Rain Rain Go Away, which, by the way, the Rain Rain Go Away, there's certain lyrics on this record that I'm not really crazy about, but that's okay. It's more the delivery that I really enjoyed here. Now, with all that being said, I thoroughly enjoyed this record, and this is their best effort since Holy Hell. But I do have a couple of criticisms with this record. One of them is the over-reliance on breakdowns in the bridge. Feels like a cop-out at certain times, especially in track 9, I think, with Broken Mirror. I felt like that felt a little bit forced. Even Chandelier doing a breakdown too, sometimes it's just not necessary. And they didn't really do it in Everything Ends, but they did bring a scream. So I liked it that they didn't bring a breakdown in Everything Ends, but that's like if not the only song that didn't. So there's times where I'm just hearing a lot of cliches, although I don't mind breakdowns for the first half of the record. Second half of the record lost some steam for me. Curse is not my favorite song, to be honest. Same with Seeing Red. I feel like those songs are just repeating a lot of the same ideas. Yeah, the second half of the record, things start to get a little bit repeated in terms of the patterns, but Chandelier is definitely a nice outro for the record. Now, there's another thing that I'm not crazy about with this Architects release, and pretty much a lot of new Architects albums, is the over-reliance on production and effects. There's so many vocal effects on Sam's vocals, other things, but I do like this kind of production more than their past two albums, with the amount of synths and just so many things happening with the previous records that it was just too much. There's too much stuff happening. Here, it's more just like the amount of effects that were going on that just felt a little bit, I don't know, I just, something more raw I would appreciate. But that's just me, because I know the general consensus with the wide demographic of metal listeners and rock listeners definitely like a production style that's much more extravagant, if you will. With all that being said, I thoroughly enjoyed this record, and yeah, this is the best record that they've written post Tom. Because Holy Hell, there was a lot of riffs that were actually from Tom, so it was only For Those That Wish to Exist that was really a band that was actually post Tom, and this is so much stronger than For Those That Wish to Exist and these classic Symptoms. Like, For Those That Wish to Exist, good songs on it, but here this album has so much more cohesive vision than their other two albums. This felt like Architects really bringing back that spark. With all that being said, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10, and that is my thoughts on Architects, the sky, the earth, and all between. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, so comment down below. Spice up my life, guys. What you think about this record? I'd love to know. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to join the Patreon. There's so much content here. You hate the Patreon plugs. I hate plugging it, but man, it's the best way to support the channel and keep doing what I can do to afford this roof over my head. Anyway, I'm going to stop sounding like a bum. Guys, let me know what you thought about this album, and I appreciate you for watching. To the patrons, I appreciate you. Feel free to watch all the other Architects album reactions, Bring Me the Horizon album reactions, all the Jordan Fish stuff. So much content here on the Patreon. Appreciate you all. Bar on that. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Peace.